Everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going back in time. I've done this one before. I did a couple of these a while ago, I think last year actually. Terrible maps. So these are the most hilariously terrible maps that you can find. Now this has been updated. The one I'm looking at today is much updated, but yeah, you've seen some of these before. You know what's coming, and the dad jokes will be high. Let's get into it. Okay, so I've done hilarious, terrible maps and things like that in the past, but this has been updated for this year, like a few weeks ago. So let's see if they've got any worse. So, you know, I've done the geography stuff. I love quizzes and geoguessr and things like that. This channel basically exists now because I started moving over to those things rather than trying to get back into the kind of games I knew as a kid. I went into the stuff that is trivia, that it's geography, because I travel and I do quiz shows. Kind of makes sense. But these maps are somewhat different. So as you can see on screen right now, Indiana, out Deanna. Yep, seen that one before. Oh dear. But that's the kind of run-in to it. Okay, what normal people see, Colorado, Denver, New Mexico, what colorblind people see. Are they? Only makes sense if you're in America there. God. Colorado. Oh, jeez. I don't know what I expected, but yeah, terrible maps. Hey, it says terrible maps. It says terrible maps at the top. We got to go with that. Where the coastal snobs live. So, for anyone that doesn't know, I've been uploading quite a lot recently, but if you haven't been on the channel for a while or anything like that, this background being kind of a random one, I'm in Florida, and I can tell you right now, there's some people that kind of think that way about the coast. So, although there's people all over the country that think that. Actually, there's people in the UK that kind of think that about coastal snobs, but yeah, I wonder where the coastal people could be, whether they're snobs or not. Although in the UK, you're never more than 73 miles away from the coast. To give you an idea of how small the country really is. Map of the United States, if it was an Oregon donor. I don't know if I get this one. An Oregon donor. Oh, because it's got rid of... No, wait. It's got rid of Oregon, hasn't it? Okay. Oh, an Oregon as a... Oh my God, that took me way too fucking long. That took me too long. When a map is that terrible that even in its being terrible, you can't get the joke of how terrible it is, we found a new level of terrible. An Oregon donor. Oh, Jesus. And that's where Oregon is, and Oregon's missing. Up here. God. Hurts my brain. Anyway, so let's continue. When a band announces a world tour. Oh, 100%. Yeah, world tour. Maybe 3 cities. No. World tour. Probably in 7 years we might. Not a chance. And I don't know. It's absolutely true. I think in terms of South America, you don't really have people like Shakira that have obviously done world tours that include there. Maybe Rihanna, I think, has done some there as well. But it is really much the case. Even for like European and UK bands, world tour just kind of does the same as America, but kind of switches it. So it's like, hey, here's Europe, and then yeah, we're gonna do New York, we'll do Vegas, we'll do LA, and that's it. You know, it's that kind of thing. The idea of world really doesn't live up to what it is. Now, there is one person, Joss Stone, who, I can't remember if they're British or American, I think they're British. She has really been going on the idea of a world tour and has done pretty much every single country. There's only a couple of them I think she's been kicked out of or whatever because of being female, but yeah, she's really going on the idea of a world tour, so it's actually a world tour. But yeah, this is pretty much it. World tour. Australia, you know, you're catching on to our 2017 bands right now. Center of attention. Have you ever wondered? Have you ever wanted to be the center of attention so bad? You cut Asia in half. Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah. You end up just mucking up with it. The thing is that I think everyone's kind of made their map to be the center. Obviously, a lot of the maps around the world are kind of UK centric because, you know, we had the power when they were kind of created. But yeah, America want to be the center, so Asia goes in half. I don't know if I have comment on this. It just sounds about goddamn right. To go, please. Restaurant order preferences in Africa. Fit. Oh my god. Oh no. No, we're getting back to the... At least I got that one, but again, back to where terrible maps really are terrible. Togo or to go. Oh dear. These maps. Oh, Reddit. I'm pretty sure most of these are from Reddit. I think that's... Oh, okay. When you can't afford a trip to Europe. Brussels, Dublin, Lisbon, Paris, Seville, Vienna, Copenhagen, and London. Jesus Christ. I didn't realise... Okay, so I knew that the US had, like, Paris and things like that. But literally Dublin, Brussels, London, Copenhagen, Seville, Vienna. You know, so this is a weird one. For anyone that's in the US that's watching, I'm just going to say this right now. It's so goddamn funny to, I think, pretty much everyone else in the world that when you say Paris, France. Because that doesn't exist anywhere else. I've never talked about Paris to anyone else on the planet, whether they're from Asia, whether they're from Europe, Australia, Africa. Nowhere is it ever referred to as Paris, France. It's just Paris. Because no one gives a shit that you have one too. We have all of the ones that you have. We have a Washington in England. We have a Boston. But if we were talking about Washington or Boston in England, we'd refer to yours. But we wouldn't say, oh, Washington US or Boston US. We don't even think about the one in ours because they're the bigger cities. They're the ones that actually matter. The idea of having a Paris and having to say it's France is crazy. Having it on a film makes sense. You know, that may just be that somebody doesn't know what it is. You know, have it like that. But yeah, the idea of, hey, yeah, Paris, France. Yeah, kind of guessed that one. Okay, yeah. The out Deanna and Indiana that was at the top. Stay in the green. The caption of this map reads, more people live in the green area than the blue area. You'd hope so. Either that or Aquaman is really coming for us. Or Neymar. One of the two. One of them is coming for us. Neymar even. Not Neymar. Neymar is playing football. Neymar, the Submariner. But... I would kind of hope that more people are living in the green. If they're not, and there are people underwater, there's clearly going to be some kind of battle with the surface dwellers at some point. Alone in the world was a little cat dog. Cat dog. Alone in the world was a little cat dog. Sorry, it's going to be like 4 people that watch my channel. I mean, it may only be 4 people that look at this this video, but hey ho, there's only 4 of you that actually know what the hell I'm on about, because I actually think I see what ages people are. I don't think a lot of you are old enough to remember that cartoon. I think it was Nickelodeon, and that is literally part of the intro is Alone in the World was a little cat dog, because it was a cat at one end and a dog at the other end. But yeah, Australia for a lot of people does look like a dog. I'm guessing like a Scottish Terrier. Points to the left, and a cat's head pointing down on the right. And then I've never seen the cat food being Tasmania before. Although, from some people in Australia, they probably think of Tasmania as like cat food. Caramel. 2, 3. Caramel derives from the Latin word for canamelis. Cana means cane, and melmelis means honey. Then French adoption. Wait a minute. What? Oh, I've just read. Oh, fucking hell. It's how many syllables. It does not explain that. At no point does it explain, like, it's right, okay. So, yeah, because a lot of people, and I've never known this anywhere but America, it becomes caramel. In, like, so much. I didn't realize that, I didn't realize the West Coast called it caramel as well. That's really strange. I did not know that. But it's caramel. You don't get rid of the extra A. Like it has here, caramel. It's not caramel. It's not spelled caramel. Why is it caramel? It's weird. Weird. North American cryptids. You love these. You get a map of the world out sometime. If you look at Actually, they do this a lot. They used to do it a lot anyway. I think Mike, the original presenter, has left. I don't know if they've changed it now. But the amount of cryptids is kind of cool. Cryptids basically being a creature we haven't really... It's kind of one of folklore and myth. But Thunderbirds, Lake Worth monster, the Sasquatch, swamp ape. See, it's kind of interesting because you've got the Sasquatch here and the swamp ape here. I have literally gone past in Florida, in a petrol station or gas station. I've gone past a van with a load of equipment on it that was a Bigfoot finding crew, like it's a full-on crew of Bigfoot hunters. And that was in Florida. So I don't know, but I did not know the chupacabra looked like this. So that's Mexico, obviously. I didn't realize chupacabra. I've heard of chupacabra, obviously, but I didn't know it looked like that. That looks a lot more menacing than I realized, actually. The most efficient route between every Springfield in the United States. Just gotta love the fact that there are so many Springfields. I think this is the reason that The Simpsons used Springfield as the name of the town, because there were so many, you could never really say it came from really anywhere. It was just everyone has Springfield. Kossuth. Hey, I love that. What did they do? How'd they have the money? All right, who's the psychopath making all the type A personalities cringe when looking at this map? Don't you know we need order and structure? Yeah, who the hell? I'm guessing Kossuth was maybe a name. Maybe it was like people that owned a lot of lands there that just needed it. But look at all these areas, and then no, I'm having both. Fuck you, I'm not having the rest of them. I'm having both. I wonder why it is so much bigger. I don't know how it compares to all of them. It looks like it's bigger than maybe all of them except for this one down here, but which is what, Potter? The hell does that say? Potawatomi. Okay. It maybe that's the only one that's near the size, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, someone had money there. I'm definitely sure. Being a crappy neighbour, lesson 1. I've seen this one before. The French nuclear power plant. Now, I will say that nuclear power plants, are actually one of the safest and most environmental powers in the world. The problem is that we've had a couple that went and I think that's where the thing comes from. Went nuclear. They literally went off. But then one of them was stopped. That was in Japan. And that was stopped quite a lot. Then we've obviously got the one in Ukraine. We've got Chernobyl, which was the only one that really kind of went for it. But in terms against a lot of other power plants, it's not actually that unsafe. But I get the meme. Oh, Canada. Basically China. Okay. Actual Canada. Basically America, basically France. Don't fucking tell that to the French. You don't even have fucking KFC named as KFC. What is it? It's like it's got a weird acronym. They literally translated KFC into French, even though France doesn't have KFC translated into French because it's a fucking brand. It's just KFC. in France. The amount of people in France that get irritated by the idea that Canadians think they're French is like Italians that get annoyed with New Yorkers that think they're Italian. It's not the same. Oh, this one, I think I've shown this one before as well. Look at this, people. The ultimate pub crawl. This is the United Kingdom. Yes. Also, by the way, this is the correct term for the bit that has the pubs on it. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is what is being shown here. So look at that. There are so many things there of how many pubs there are that some of it is just goddamn red. That is the United Kingdom. Anyone want a pint? Gotta love that. Churches in Poland. See, they like a drink in Poland as well. The only difference is they will repent for it. So, I was going to say Jesus, but that seems somewhat wrong now. What's this area up here? Are we up near Gdansk there, or is it too far over for Gdansk? There's a bit of the map here. I'm guessing maybe not as religious. See, we don't leave anything to chance in the UK. There's always a pub. But in Poland, not as many churches. Trash. Garbage can, trash can. It's rubbish for us. Or there's this idea that it's a waste paper basket. I've heard this a few times on like Americans doing things on English words. There is not a fucking person on this planet that speaks with an English accent from any of the counties that I've ever heard say waste paper basket, because that actually sounds to us American. But garbage can and trash can. I wonder why that changes there. Because it actually splits like California. California was actually split down the middle there, pretty much. Sun shower. What do you call it when rain falls while the sun is shining? I have no term or expression for this. The blue is sun shower. The devil is beating his wife. What the fuck? Wait. That's the kind of... I can't quite make out where that is in the US there, but the devil is beating his wife. The fucking what is what? Your term, sun shower, that's quite nice. That's quirky. I like that. I love how that's in really random pockets of the US as well. Like, that's quite quirky. That's quite, cute. I like that. But the devil is beating his wife. Okay, what the yeah. All mixed up. Oh, Jesus. I love the idea that you can basically keep the same shape, but you just really fuck with it. Texas is now upside down on top of it. Nevada down there. Idaho. Illinois is where... Jesus. That's just wrong. That hurts my eyes. That's just wrong. Most used word. Most used words in each state based on something search data. Love it. I'm sorry, but because of where I am, the favorite word in Florida is Florida. It kind of feels right. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of feels right. Let's in Texas. Normalization in Alaska. Whatever in Hawaii. Oh, wait a minute. Just realized, because I think I'm doing what they wanted me to. You can make these maps say whatever you want by adjusting the methodology. Half the time you're just amplifying random noises because the underlying data doesn't vary that much from one state to another. But whatever, nobody checks this stuff. Just whatever. Let's just pick whatever normalization. I don't know if I've said that out of order, but normalization lets you make fun of Florida. But what's funny about that is I still think Florida is probably the most used word in Florida. Even though I know the map is kind of taking the piss out of me as well, I still think Florida is the one that's used in Florida. So I love Florida. Florida. I've heard it so many times. But well played map people. took me a minute. It took me a minute to realise that you're actually making me read. Yeah. Which way is north? South? North? North again? Other north? North? Also north. North too. Still north. That is weird. Like, when you're in the South Pole, everything's north. And North Pole, everything's south. It's a kind of weird thing to think. Map of Earth if there was no land. So that bit earlier about the most people being on the green, living in the green, well, maybe the others are here. They're in the blue. They're the underground people, the underwater people. Yep, Australia's an island. Can you walk to Australia from your country? No? Yes. Fair enough. Although that said, technically, I can walk to France from the UK. And the UK is an island as well. Well, England, Scotland, Wales are an island. So Great Britain. But we have the Eurotunnel. See, I'm just saying, I'm just being picky. I'm just being technical. Who runs the world? I don't think it's that we run the world. What is Sweden? Sweden? Another map that highlights the reality of all musicians' world tour. This one represents Beyonce. Okay. Who runs the world in terms of like, Beyonce's music. Beyonce's most recent world tour showed that this was the world. Yeah. Map of the US according to the British. Actually, I hate to be picky, but I would know. Okay, I wouldn't know everywhere, but I can pick out Texas, California, Oregon, Washington, New York, Maine, Florida. I can pick out Montana, Minnesota. You know how you pick out Minnesota? They're the only state that didn't vote for Reagan in '84. And that just sticks out. When you see that map, Jesus. But I also Cowboys, Corn. I don't think I've ever seen a British person ever think of Corn. Or White Walkers. That's like this seems very much like a map that Americans think British people look like, which is kind of what it is anyway, but yeah. Map of the UK according to Americans. Now this one, I'd like to say that this was the same as saying what we think Americans think, but it's like 1 in 10 that actually knows anything but London. But the amount of times you get asked from Americans, so whereabouts in England? Oh, well, I'm from this area, originally from this area. Oh, is that near London? If you don't know anywhere else, just say, it's fine. I get it. We all go to different countries and sometimes we just go, we'll go to that place. I get it. But why fucking ask? Like, why? But you do, 1 in 10 I'd say will ask and they'll be like, oh, okay. They won't necessarily know where you're from, but they'll be like, hey, I spent some time in Derby, in Cheshire, and be like, oh, okay, so you've been to a few different places. Like, so, yeah. Scotland, you can do better. Lockie. Now I know, and I don't know if they're watching this one, but I know at least one of my subscribers, followers, although from England, lives in Scotland because they've commented about it before. Is this real? And what the fuck does it mean? Lockie? Is that not just Lakey? I mean, I'm sure that that Y probably changes the complete name of that lake, but is that not just Lake Lakey? What is it? Really watery water? What the fuck is this? There are more kangaroos within the circle than outside of it. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Now, there aren't no others anywhere else because, zoos. The most famous brand from each state. Okay, Hooters is from Florida? You know, I would have thought Gatorade. And actually, I'm going to say this right now. It's Gatorade. Because although Gatorade doesn't really exist anywhere else, it's a very just American thing. You have kind of heard of it. Hooters, outside of the US, is not big at all. Like, you've got it in Canada. You've got like one in the UK. But I would say I would definitely say Gatorade is way bigger, and Gatorade comes from Florida. I'm looking for North Carolina as well, because North Carolina has Pepsi, and the idea that Pepsi isn't going to be the biggest one from your state is fucking crazy. Okay, Starbucks is from Washington. Interesting. Oregon is where Nike's. Okay, fair play. Dr. Pepper. Well done, Texas. Well done. So actually, now the most famous brand in each state. What is it? Because it comes from there, or this map is called the Corporate State of America. Was created by graphic design. It's where they're headquarters. Okay, each brand is headquarters. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's from there. It's where their headquarters are. Because like things like Amazon, I don't think their headquarters is where they're from or anything like that. So yeah, okay, fair enough. So yeah, that's not quite the same as being the most famous. Fair. Red, blue, and yellow. Average flag color by latitude. That is weird. How is that so? That looks like a badly working printer. That's just kind of freaky. That's very strange that it's got that kind of thing on it. Coffee fix. Preferred coffee, Starbucks, Dunkin', or Caribou. I have absolutely no goddamn idea what Caribou is, but it does not surprise me that it's in Minnesota, who are basically Canadian. Dunkin', yeah, I can see that being in some places. Surprised that it's in Illinois, is that there? But I can see that on the East Coast that Dunkin's going to be the thing. Starbucks. It's shit coffee. I'm sorry, guys. It's the worst coffee. They don't make coffee. They make crap. Give me a proper coffee house. The annoying thing is like California, the preferred one is Starbucks, and they probably have the most independent coffee shops of anywhere. And you can find independent, decent coffee everywhere in the US. Everywhere. Okay, independent. Go to your mum and pop stores. Go to that. Absolutely, you can find a good coffee. Do not go to Starbucks. I get it if you're picking up some donuts or something, you just grab it from Dunkin', but yeah. How we address a group of people. You guys, y'all. Absolutely, it's y'all. Yeah. Many people in Pittsburgh area say yins. Yins? Fuck is yins? In parts of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, you still hear yous. Hey, yous guys. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's very much from like films and stuff. Some folks in Kentucky use you all. Y'all actually makes more sense than you all. Well, you all actually, of all of them, you all makes the most sense, you know, in speaking terms. But y'all is just a shortened version. You'd have thought they'd got there. How to find Kentucky on a map. Oh, I love this because it's true. Because you literally got a chef and his hat, and then Kentucky's there. That's where Kentucky is. And I'll tell you what, you take away that chef, you can still find Kentucky on a map. You can. It's one of the states I can find. Miley Cyprus. I have no comment. Nothing. Food snobs. Culinary map of Europe according to Italy. Okay. Just going to say, America, fake pizza. Abs-fucking-lutely. You have fake pizza. You're not Italian. Fuck off with your best pizza in the world. It's not. It's really not. It's not. Then don't get me wrong. You have some decent pizza places, but it's not true, authentic Italian pizza. Stop goddamn saying it. For fuck's sake. Just because your grandmother's, auntie's, next door neighbour's dog once went through Naples doesn't mean you're Italian. Anyway, this is a very Italian way of thinking about it. So I'm from Southeast, so I'm from fattening. So I'm basically in the same realms as parts of France. Yeah, fair enough. You say tomato, I say, okay, tomato Europe, potato Europe. What the fuck? Yes, there are potatoes in Spain. Was that in doubt? But this map paints a very real picture about where these rhyming foods tend to be most popular. I'm very surprised about okay, wait a minute, I got it the wrong way around. No, that makes more sense. Yeah, you do get more tomatoes because it's Mediterranean. You get this around there. Potatoes, because they're a hearty food, you get it in these kind of countries. Kind of surprised by France, but it makes sense that you get it more over here as well. Yeah, they're heartier foods and it's colder climates. Kind of makes sense. You get something that's less kind of dense in the more southern areas of Europe because it's a hotter climate. Kangaroo ownership legality. The fuck are you doing, guys? There are 3 states that you can have a kangaroo without a permit. I mean, I have issue with the ones you can have it with a permit, but at least you have a permit. What the fuck? Did someone say Reese's? Okay. Now, this is a map we can get behind. No matter where you live in the US, candy is king. Okay, so Kit Kat in California. Oh, God, that's got to be the worst pick. It's got to be the worst pick. Kit Kat, I'm sorry, Kit Kat's so boring. Jolly Ranchers. Hell yeah. I have not seen Jolly Ranchers for years. Reese's is very much all over the place. Everywhere from Seattle. Did I just say a city instead of the state? From Washington in the west over to Maine in the east. You've got it everywhere in between as well. Nice. Jesus Christ versus the Beatles. Jesus Christ, the Beatles. There's a comment someone once made. That's all I'm going to say on that one. A matter of spelling. Have you ever noticed Iceland? What? Oh, that Ireland is just one C away from Iceland. Hi, Dad. Thanks for the joke. What? Just Jesus. Johnny Cash has been everywhere. I've been everywhere. He literally lists all the places he has been. Yeah. I wonder if it's true. Never thought about that. That in his song, like, I've been everywhere. Has he actually been? Had he actually been there? Sharks versus humans. Sharks versus humans 2014. Sharks killed by humans 63 to 274 million. Humans killed by sharks 7. It's 2014. Just gonna fucking say that again. 63 to 274 million we kill. They kill 7. This is the problem. They kill someone because they think it's... Because basically, think of it this way. If you break into someone's house, in most states in the US, in a lot of other countries, you have the right to defend yourself, to kill, to stop, to whatever, okay? The shark is defending its waters, and we try and wipe them out. Okay, cool. Regional giraffe patterns. There's a what? There's a regionality to giraffe patterns. This one looks cool. Maasai. I had absolutely no idea about that. The Maasai one looks really cool though. Countries where Domino's pizza restaurants exist. Well done to the majority of Africa. You know what you're doing. A skewed world map. When you try to create an accurate map of the world, but you're also an absolute British chap. You're also an absolute British chap from the 1930s. You're going to talk like, like bully. This kind of, as if you've come from here. 1930s. Well, of course, dear chap. In the 1930s, British Isles is everywhere. But yeah, this makes perfect sense. This is the world. The idea of scaling doesn't really make sense to everyone, especially when you have the money in places. Countries with fewer people than... What? Countries with less people than YouTube Rewind 2018 has dislikes. Jesus Christ. I think it's still the most disliked of any YouTube video anywhere on the platform. Is the YouTube Rewind 2018. And all of these countries have less people in them than there are people that disliked them. That's Iceland, Greenland. It's just oh, fucking hell. Ireland, Norway. Oh my God, was that Mongolia out there as well? Jesus. Check out this map. Potential EU leaving names. Brexit. Unfortunately not. That was reality. No land. Irexit. Depending on how you say it. Irexit. Quitaly. I like Quitaly. Grexit. Frexit. Hispanop. I like that one. Hispanop. US governors by eye color. Interesting. I think there is a pattern a lot of people talk about that you have more people have blue eyes that are in positions of power, like they're over 6 foot, they have blue eyes, things like that. That's quite a common thing. I've never seen it kind of put into actual terms. There's is that one holdout there with green eyes. You stay strong, buddy. But yeah, a lot of people with blue eyes there. I happen to have blue eyes as well. So in case you're wondering how many countries are North Korea. Is this country North Korea? No. No data. Just... What? Why isn't... Yeah, I'm going to go with the real question here is, why is Greenland marked as no data? What does this person know that we don't? Kim Jong-un is somewhere within those boundaries. It turns out winter in the Northern Hemisphere happens at the same time. Coldest season of the year. Winter. Yeah? I mean... Yeah? It's just... What? That seemed obvious. Some people need to go back to 6th grade geography. It's fucking Africa. What I love is that I really want that to be at an Asian market or something. Just for them to be like, oh, we don't care. Why is the US like this? A comprehensive map of every country that it uses month, date, year format. Just going to put that out. Okay, good. A much needed clarification. If only they were next to each other, so we could have seen their real size differences. Wait, what is this? I'm really confused now about what that is. Nope. Someone explain that below. The world map according to sea life. Yeah. I mean, was it Carl Pilkington that once said that technically they're in charge of the world because they inhabit more of it? They should have more rights? I don't entirely disagree. The American continent looks like a duck. I mean, I'm just looking at it as it actually stands normally, and it's not wrong. Why do all the continents and all the countries look like animals? What the hell is going on? And the world's a cat. There we go. See, fucking what? See? The world's a cat, and Australia is a plaything. It's playing with Australia. Just what the hell? Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. It's a slightly longer one. There's way more maps than I thought there were going to be. But there's a few kind of went over my head. I'm sorry. A few that took a little bit too long for my brain to kick in, and then some of them just like, yeah, okay. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you again next time.